Hello guys, I hope you are fine. Rio just ended a few weeks ago actually, so it's time to check what was the best team, what was the worst team, what did we actually learn from Rio, because I do believe that there was a lot of things like to learn from it. So first, I guess this is the biggest disappointment from the event for the fans, for everyone. We're gonna talk about G2, right? G2 Esports, who finished like last at Rio. They lost against Sheik and got totally smashed against Eternal Fire, and that's a real question. The thing is, like, G2 actually won Blast Premier Fall final. It was like a few weeks ago, and I mean 3 weeks ago, and now like they just got destroyed in Rio, finishing last. The thing is that like the last maybe cycle, maybe like since they won the Blast final, then they don't have like more fuel to finish it. You know, we all kind of know that Nico is gonna move to Falcons after the Shanghai Major. Is it because like since they won the Blast final, now they kind of like, it was kind of like the lads dance, and now they're just like waiting pretty much the major to be played, and so they can move on with new rosters? That's a real question. It will be interesting to see like how they perform at the major, but definitely like G2 disappointed at Rio. We got Pain, Brazilian teams. So of course, like since it was played in Brazil, then like you can expect like I would say national teams like to overperform in a way. Because of the hype and because they want to play in front of the crowd. And I wanted to talk a bit about Pain. Imperial like did nothing really interesting. They just like got destroyed basically. You could see like they were not on the same level about the other teams. But actually, even if Pain finished last, they actually managed like to almost win against Mouse, and they took a map from FaZe. So I just wanted to actually like point it out, you know, like even if they finished last, for a team like Pain, I mean, being like that close to win against Mouse, who finished like second the event, and which is one of the best teams in the world, and taking a map from FaZe, this is a good performance, right? Even if they finished last. So it would be really interesting like to follow them in the next event, if they could like, if maybe like they can take like the next step and start to beat like more best teams. But I think it was not like that bad for Pain, to be honest. We're gonna talk about Liquid. So Liquid finished 9-12. The thing is about Liquid, actually they lost against like Navi, who won the event, and they actually got really stomped by FaZe. When you look at Navi, they were really close to win against them. So they were really close to win against like the winner of the event. But since they didn't do it the day just after, or it was actually like the same day, so playing 2 best of 3 like the same day is really exhausting and really hard for every teams and every players. So I guess they actually did like everything they could against Navi. It was really close, and then against FaZe, it was like just over, you know. I think they gave it already everything against Navi, and then they were just tired to play when they faced FaZe, where they got just destroyed, you know, like in 2 maps. So it's gonna be interesting to see what they can do in at the next event, because I don't think like that FaZe match is really relevant about how good can they perform. I think the Navi one is a good information about the shapes they can have. So it was really close. So watch out about Liquid. Complexity finished again also like 9-12 as Liquid. Complexity had been like pretty consistent since the beginning of the year, but they are struggling to win against like these really like decisive matches, you know, when they are facing like top teams. So yes, they can beat Imperial, well, they got destroyed about Liquid, but when they play against teams like Mouse or top 5 world, you know, like they were really close actually. But it's always like that, I will say, this year for Complexity. Like they are really close, you know, like they beat the teams that they are supposed to beat. But when they are facing teams that are close to their level or just above, like it's getting like tense games, but they are missing something. So I don't know if actually like you should replace someone in that lineup. I think it's been a long time now they are playing together. With Elish coming this year, like who actually like bring a lot of firepowers and a lot of good things for Complexity. That was a huge pick from them, but it's still not enough. So what's next? You know, Shanghai is just around the corner, so it's gonna be interesting to see how they're gonna perform over there. But if it's not enough, do you really want to change something? Because it's been a long time now they are trying something together. But you know, sometimes you just need one match, one reference, you win one time, and then like your confidence goes high and you know that you can beat these teams finally. And so you are able to repeat it. The thing is, for now, Complexity like are not able to win this close match. So yeah, hopefully they will win it soon enough, and it will be bring a lot of competitiveness to the event. FaZe is finishing like 7-8. I mean, FaZe have been in trouble since pretty much like all the year. I think like since Trist actually like just left, you know. Frozen did like amazing, honestly. Like you could not like imagine a better like sub for Trist. I believe he had been like putting very good numbers. He's always showing up. He's doing everything good for the team, for sure. Like that was the best pick to replace Trist. But the thing, like even if they replace Trist, like they are not able today to be the top 5 world team that they used to be. Because normally when you talk about FaZe, they will be always like in the top 5. It can be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, depending of events, depending of months, depending of period. But they will be there. But this year, in 2024, like they are not. At the moment we are speaking, they are actually like 6. So they are close, but they are not able to win events. They are not able to win this type of match when they are playing like in quarterfinals, semifinals, you know. So something is missing. The thing is, since it's been a lot of months now, if what happens if actually they fail at Shanghai? This is the thing, you know, like when you talk about FaZe, you're talking about potentially like a championship team. This is what they're looking for. They're aiming for the trophies. They're not aiming to play quarterfinals, semifinals. No, they want to lift trophies, right? And they're struggling. So if they're not going in the next months to lift a trophy, like, is this gonna be like maybe the time for Carrigan to say goodbye? I mean, we don't know. He never like talk about it. We don't know if he wants to continue. We don't know what is happening. But maybe it will be soon enough a time to do like a little tweak in FaZe, so maybe like they can upgrade, you know, like because we can see like Frozen did the best. So it's not about Frozen, it's not like Twist is missing, it's like something is not good enough to leave the trophies. The level on Counter-Strike is always growing every day, every month, every week, so you always have to be on top. And with the time going on, FaZe is not going up. They're slowly going down, really slowly, but they're not going up. Like there are more teams like Navi, Moose, who are always stepping up. So what happened in the next week or months? But Rio just proves that, yes, FaZe is not today, on the moment as we're speaking, like a very dangerous team when you face them to actually, like if you are aiming for a trophy, you know, like you can beat them. The Mongols finishing 7-8. I mean, who don't love the Mongols, right? There is a big hype behind this team. They are just like growing up. Every event they are going, and they are really showing that an Asia team can actually really be good, you know? Like from the early days of Counter-Strike, Asia teams always tried to play, but when they were coming to European events, or just world events, they were just not on the level. The Mongols is doing something new for the Asian scene, which is actually amazing. It's like they are proving that they can beat good teams, right? And they can be someone who actually can be really dangerous. The thing is, it's still new, right? So they're still lacking of some experience to take the next step, but at Rio, they made top 7-8. I mean, which is really good for them, right? They also managed to beat Eternal Fire, which is like a really good team nowadays. So they are just grinding every event, more experience, more understanding about how to win, how to lose, how could you improve. So this is a team that even if they lose today, like it's just gonna make them better. So, and this is what they showed us. Every event they're attending, they're getting a little step closer to the best team and proving that they can actually beat them. So yeah, I mean, just join the train hype for the Mongols and let's see in the next event like how much they actually stepped in again. Eternal Fire, who actually finished 9-12, which is like a really disappointment for Rio. You know, like they just almost beat Navi a few weeks ago in the incredible best of 5 in the ESL Pro League, and it was maybe the first time for them that it was actually that close to actually win a trophy with and against Navi, so that was really amazing. But here at Rio, like, I don't know, maybe they were just too tired, you know, like the events like were just 2 weeks ago. I mean, you could say the same for Navi, so I don't know if you can really say that. But we expect more from Eternal Fire, and that was not a good event from Eternal Fire. They're getting really close to leave that trophy. I said it a few weeks ago. I was actually wondering, are they gonna leave the trophy by the end of the year or 2024, or are we gonna need to wait 2025? I think they are just like getting better and better, more consistent and consistent. Rare was not a good show for them, for sure. Now they need to step up, they need to go back to that level they are showing, and they need to get again close to that final, to that trophy, because I believe this is one of the teams that are able to lift a trophy, and they were really close a lot of times that year. But close, but not cigar. So now 2024, 2025, I don't know, Shanghai is getting close to us. Are they gonna show up for the major? Maybe it's gonna be their major, you know, like sometimes you want to actually be not that good before the major, because when you go into that major, like, you are really like, there is something that is happening, that if you just won like the 3 last events, you go into that major, of course it's a major, so you're still gonna be like really hyped, but sometimes it's better to actually just lose before, also because teams are not gonna look at you as much, because teams are always looking more about teams who are winning. So let's see, but Rio, not good for Eternal Fire. As race 9-12, not going to go too deep about that. Kadian just joined, you know, they still don't have a lot of time to practice or whatever, so we can't really judge anything about that. Let's see the next event, what they bring. It was just too early with Kadian just joining as a new leader in game for the team. So let's see. We also have like Virtus Pro, who is like top 5-6. I mean, it's a good result, 5-6 for Virtus Pro. The thing is, when you look at the matches, they won Mongols, Astralis, 9Z. So they didn't actually beat like insane teams, right? And as soon as they actually like play a really good team, which is for example Navy, then they're just getting destroyed. So they're able to beat like underdogs, but you can see like they're still far away to actually like be dangerous for the best teams in the world. I mean, just Virtus Pro things, I would say, like, it's good, it's fine. 5-6 is a good result, but in the same time, can't see them imagining like lifting a trophy in the next month or so, you know, like, that's Virtus Pro, my man. So yeah, Rio for Virtus Pro was fine. Nothing much to say, basically. We also have Vitality, top 5-6. The thing is, like, with Vitality, I mean, they're really consistent about taking up to the playoff, quarterfinal, semi-final, sometimes even final. They won Cologne that year, which was already amazing. But it looks like for them Vitality is a trophy team, you know? Like, they're just aiming to lift the trophy every event they're attending. But there is something missing, which makes them, like, I would say, not good enough. For example, like, they just, like, lost against Heroic, Mouse. If you want to be able to lift the trophy, you have to beat these teams, right? And this is happening a lot this year for Vitality. Even if they have Zaiwu, who is, in my opinion, like the best player of the world, there is something that is not enough for them. Or just too much dependent about individual level. Maybe we're gonna see different things on the next weeks, but also you have to consider that there has been a lot of rumors about maybe like Maisie getting replaced after Shanghai Major by Jimpat, which is like a mouse player who is actually insane. That will be a huge win for Vitality. But also, Moz is doing really great all that year. Moz is already like a team that he's just like stepping up. Like we're not talking about just after. So what happened if Jimpat says no, right? Talking about Rio itself, I would say that's what we saw from Vitality like basically all the year. Right? Despite Cologne, who was actually amazing, going to the playoff and then not being able to beat the team to go to the final, like more in the event. So, yeah. Who knows? We're gonna need a big Zaiwu for the next event. We also saw that Maisie stepped up at Rio. That was a really good thing. But that's the thing. Even when Maisie is stepping up, then there is like other players like Flamesy, maybe Apex, Spinks, who is actually stepping down. So they're struggling about being all 5 like good together in the same time, which is my opinion. While, for example, they won Cologne, because at Cologne they were all good, but that's something that they're struggling to actually like replicate. Heroic top 3-4, like really big event for them. Actually they said in an interview that they actually like had some times before didn't have any officials since the 18th of September, which makes them like able to practice more, and they were really confident to come to Rio because they were really like confident in their practice, you know, having the time to actually do some new stuffs. And actually they beat G2, they beat Astralis, they beat Vitality, and they actually took a map from Navi. So that's a huge win for Heroic at Rio. Thing is, it's kind of new. Like, the real question is it a one-shot? Like, is Heroic a really dangerous team? And for the next event, you're gonna need to consider them. And it's gonna be really exciting because it makes then a lot of teams really good. Or was it just a one-shot for Rio because they felt it? And the next events, they're gonna be good, but like not good enough. Compared to the top 5 teams, for example, in the world. So really interesting, but Rio for Heroic was definitely a damn good event, which you can go back home with a lot of confidence. You lost to only one team. It was the team who is number 1 in the world that year, and who actually like won the event itself. So get back to work, and next event, you can be really dangerous. Get an eye on Heroic. Furia, top 3-4. Really, I don't know what to say, to be honest, about Furia. I think like they maybe overperformed a bit because it was in Brazil. They made it to the semi-final. They even beat 2-0 Navi in the group stage. They even beat Mouse in the group stage, beat FaZe. I mean, that was a really good event, you know. Going to the semi-final, no idea what happened. Even if it was in Rio or whatever, they just get totally destroyed by Mouse. So it just looks like kind of one shot from Furia. They were not that good the past few months. They were really like not really bad, but no, like a team who is actually like going to the semi-final, for example. So that was a really good event for them. But is it because of Brazil, or is it because they're stepping up? That's a real question. It's really hard to say. Rio was a good event for them. Semi-final, top 3-4. For Furia, it's a good event. Now, if you want to make sure that it was not a one-shot, you need to replicate it to the next event. So let's see. Brazil or not Brazil? Mouse finishing top 2. I have to say, like, it's probably one of the teams that I love the most at the moment, because, I mean, they are really like young players and they are just grinding together and they are actually doing like insane stuff. Honestly, I love that team. It's really nice. So basically, they lost against only 2 teams, Furia, Brazil Boost, in the group stage. Then they actually destroyed them in the semi-final. And they lost to Navi, the best team in the world. They are not today able to manage to win trophies, to beat Navy, to beat this really close match in final when they are facing like the best teams in the event or whatever. They're struggling on that part, but it's probably like maybe some experience they need. It's a really young team with really young players. So for that, they're also like doing like insane stuff. And this team is a team that every loss they're having in final, in semi-final or stuff like that, they're gonna improve because it's new for them, because they're young. So keep an eye on Mouse. They might be the new best team, honestly. And maybe in the future, that can be really close. They will be able to actually win this match, like Navi, win this final. And if they unlock that, can be really, really scary. Trust me. So yeah, Rio was a really good event for Mouse, really consistent team. And it might be maybe a match that can give them, again, more experience to do more damage into the next one. Shanghai is around the corner. Might be the Mouse time? Navy, top 1, first. I mean, best team of the year, for sure. The most consistent one. A lot of finals, several trophies. What can you say? It's actually insane what they were able to do with that roster. I think when the roster just been created, no one was believing in it. Even myself, I was not believing in it, to be honest. And actually, they managed to do something crazy. So that is a really good event again, for Navi, Rio. They won the event. One thing can be really problematic is that the fact that they did an interview where they were saying like they were having intern problems, right? And they didn't really have time to actually like solve them because they're just going to event. And also they are getting really tired because more you go far into an event, for example, if you always do final, like Navi did a lot, then you play more, then you stay more at the event. When you're just going out of the group stage, you're not gonna stay there for the world event, you go back home, you can have some rest, more practice, stuff like that. But since Navi is performing a lot since the beginning of the year, it means they are playing more at all the events, they are staying more, and they are getting really tired. It's getting really hard for them, they said it. And even in that circumstance, they are still able to win trophies. So that's insane, right? So that's a big green light for Rio. Congrats. But that being said, as we just said before, Shanghai is coming in about 1 month. And they're saying that they're getting really tired and they got some internal problems that is hard to actually fix at the moment. Is Shanghai gonna be the event who is like too much? And maybe they're gonna fall down for the most important tournament of the year? That can be a thing. That can definitely be a thing. So sometimes it's not actually good. It's crazy to say, but with the schedule right now, sometimes it can be like not the best to be that good during all these months. Because now you're going to the major and you are not gonna be in your best shape and you can't do anything about that. So let's see. Big thumbs up for Navi, for Rio, for sure. But was it maybe like the one who was like maybe too much? Maybe you wanted to lose Rio to be ready for Shanghai? We'll see, guys, but can be dangerous. When you look at all these teams, man, the next event is gonna be really insane. A lot of things to talk about, as we just saw. A lot of story, like different storylines from every team that make it like really interesting. Like, let me know if you guys liked it, but I think like the end of the year for Counter-Strike is gonna be actually amazing. See you next time, guys. Bye bye.